Hi everyone, thanks very much for joining me. And I wanted to talk about something today which will hit a lot of us when we're remote learning, whilst we're learning away from the classroom, away from our teachers, away from the support staff that really help us every day. We come across a problem that's going to happen to all of us, and it's what do we do when we start getting behind with our work? So we realise the work's built up, we don't know where to start, and we get that feeling that there's literally just too much to do now. We don't know what to do next. Well, I think the first thing we need to do is to remember something. We're actually doing really well. We're learning new skills. We're doing something we've never had to do before. And that's great. So we need to remember that first. We're doing well. This is new. So we're not going to get it right straight away. We are going to make mistakes, and that's fine. It's okay to make mistakes. As teachers, we'll be making mistakes as we learn how to teach in a new way. And as students, you're going to be making mistakes as you learn how to learn in a new way. And all we can do throughout is our best. So there are going to be some days where we have an absolutely fantastic day. We're going to think, yeah, I smashed it. I got all the work done and it was all brilliant. And there are other days we're just not going to do so well. Be that we struggle to get motivated, or we don't understand something, and we just kind of feel at the end of the day we didn't do as well as we wanted. And that's okay too. We don't need to be dwelling on that. If we get it wrong, it's fine. Let's imagine that we've got this work and we know it's built up, and we open up our Teams page and we have a look at it, and it looks something like this. And I've created a Year 9 Teams page, and somebody opens it up and they see all this overdue work in front of them. And they might have opened it up on their phone and it's going to look something like that. And it's really going to be like a big wall in front of them. And the temptation is to hide your head in the sand, pretend it's not there, and almost panic. So the first thing not to do is panic. Do not panic. We can sort this out. You've got this great big network around you, and you probably don't realise it's there all the time, but it is there for you. First of all, you've got your friends. You've got the people that you have in your class, the people in your form. They're with you as well, and quite often they'll be feeling the same. So if you're just feeling that it's all getting a bit too much, just check in with your friends, see how they're feeling, and you might find you're all feeling the same sometimes, and just knowing that can help. You've got your form tutor. They're the person that sees so much of you at school and will know you quite well. So let them know. Let them know that you're struggling a little bit. They can give you a few tips and speak to your other subject staff. You've got the support staff in school as well, the absolute key people that are going to make sure that you're able to succeed in your learning. So get in touch with them. If you've got support staff with you in class, use them now as well. They're there waiting for you, so make sure you get in touch with them. You've got your subject teachers. So if you've got a specific question about a subject, and you just feel, for example, all your history work's built up, let your teacher know. They will quite often talk you through what's the best way to deal with it. And then you've got your head of year. Your pastoral team are there to support you throughout. So if you feel that everything, all your subjects are getting too much, it's all going wrong and you don't know what to do, speak to your head of year. But we've got these 5 different groups of people or individual people that we can speak to help us. So what do we need to do? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to let school know that you want to fix it, and that's your responsibility. You've got to make that call. So we could telephone school, or we could email school. We could send them a message on Teams, and that can be any of your staff, your form tutor, one of the members of staff in that group that we talked about before. Now, probably the best way to do it is telephone. But we understand you might not have the credit, you might not be able to make that phone call. So send them a message, give them a phone number they can call you back on, and a member of staff will call you back. Because what we want to do is help you get back on track. We don't want to be telling you off. We're not going to be complaining. We're not going to be saying you've let yourself down. Complete opposite. We're going to be saying well done. We're going to be saying you're doing really well, and you're dealing with these problems in such a great way. So we're going to talk about a way that we could then deal with it. And I'm going to talk about the power of chunking. Now, I have a bit of a weakness for a bar of chocolate. I like a big bar of chocolate. But clearly I can't eat it all at once. I've tried, but it doesn't work. I've got to break it down. I've got to break it down into the individual chunks of chocolate and eat those. And we're going to do something similar when we're looking at our work. And we're going to call it the power of chunking. So we need to understand some rules for this. How is this going to work? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to realize that we're not going to be able to do all the work at once. So let's break it down into manageable chunks. Now you might have a telephone conversation with a member of staff, or you might email them, and you might agree one small piece of work that you're going to achieve. And we'll call that our manageable chunk. Now what you're going to do is you're going to now think about what's going to stop me completing that piece of work. What's going to stop me achieving? And we're going to write down any issues that might stop us. And that's going to help us prepare for those problems. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to tell people about our work and what our plan is, what progress we're going to make. Because that makes it real. By writing it down, by telling people, we've kind of really committed ourselves to it. But not only that, by telling people, they're also going to support you because they're going to say, how are you doing? Can I help you with it? That's a really useful thing to remember. Tell people what you're doing. Now at the end of it, when you've completed that piece of work, give yourself a reward. You've done well, you've got a success. So give yourself a reward. It might be a chunk of chocolate. However, make sure you congratulate yourself because you're doing well. So remember, this is something new. We're not going to get right straight away. So if you've got that work that's built up, it's okay. It's okay to have made a mistake. We're here to help you out. On some days you're going to do well, and on others you're not going to do as well. That's fine. We all have days like that, be it students, be it teachers. The one thing we don't want you to do, we don't want you to hide from the problem. We don't want you to bury your head in the sand and pretend it's not there. We want you to get in touch with school. So you can telephone us, you can message us, you can email us. We're all here to help you. And we'll make sure that together we get you back on a track in a nice, sensible way. Don't forget you've got that network around you. Your friends, your form tutor, your support staff, subject teacher, and head of year. Everybody's here to help you get on track and keep moving forwards. So there we have it, the power of chunking. If you've got any questions, have a word with a member of staff, get in touch with your form tutor, speak to your head of year or a member of the support staff. But together we really will be able to move forward and carry on learning. Thanks very much. Bye bye.